Viewers, welcome to Mobilemaths with Kamchai. So today, guys, I want you to subscribe on my YouTube channel Mobilemaths. Please like this video for our 2022 paper for June. This, guys, is going to help you for your November examinations. I hope this will help you and you will pass. Okay, let's go through the paper together. I'm going to start with section A, which has got about 52 marks. And I think if you follow one or two of my examples or how I'll be working, I'm guaranteed you will get yourself a B or an A. Okay, so this paper we are going to be using calculators, or else I'll also help you to even work it out without calculator. Now, the first question is saying simplify 0.92 minus 0.33 plus 0.24. Giving, so this is very, very important here, giving your answer in standard form. Okay, so that's why it is 2 marks. So what you do for this question, you find out we have got addition here and subtraction. So what you do, you start with, you can even use BOMDAS or BODMAS. You find out when we are looking at addition and subtraction, here you start with addition and then you end with subtraction. Okay, so what it means, we are going to add 0.92 and 0.24. So if I add, I have 0.92 plus 0.24 like this. Okay, so if I add, I'm going to get 2 plus 2, that's a 6. 9 plus 2, that's 11, which is 1, carry 1. 0 plus 0, that's 0. Then plus this one, I'll get 1.16. Then I'm going to subtract the 0.33 there. So I can subtract here straightforward and then say subtract 0.33 like this. So if I subtract, I'm going to get 6 minus 3, that's a 3. Then 1 minus 3, it can't, so I'm going to add 1 here. Then this is a 1. 11 minus 3, that is an 8. So I'm getting 0.83. But we have to convert it to standard form. So what you do now, guys, you say, because we have 0 point there, we are going to move our comma to there. Remember, our standard form is A times 10 to the power of n, where A is a number from 1 to 9. So our answer will be 8.3 times 10 to the power of minus 1, like that. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Okay, the next question is saying Amos sold a radio for $66 and made a profit of 10%. Find the cost price of the radio. So what I normally do is this. I'll say, okay, fine, my 66, that one is equivalent to 110% like this, because there's a 10% profit. So it's like the amount that he bought with is, I'm considering it to be 100%. Okay, so it means there is a 10 which is more than. Then what is the amount here? Okay, so you find out 110% and 10 and 100% there. 100 is going to be less. So we have less dollars here. When it's less dollars, we can now say we use the one that is less here over the bigger one. So it will be 100 over 110 like this, then times the amount that he sold the radio for, which is $66. Okay, like that. So you find out I can cancel the zeros there. Then 11 into 11, 1. 11 into 66, that's a 6. So I will have 10 times a 6. So my money is going to be $60. So this was the buying price. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Okay, now we have a question which is saying share $286 in the ratios there. Okay, fine. So what you do when you have such ratio is to find the total ratio of these. So in this case, my total ratio, I've got 1:1.5:4. So if I add these, I'll get 1 plus 1.5 plus 4. I'll get total ratio. Total ratio is equal to a 6.5. Okay. Now to get the amount for one ratio there, I can say 1 over total ratio, which is 6.5, times the amount, which is $286 there, dollars. Okay, so I'm going to get 6.5 there into 286. I'm getting myself $44. Okay, so this is the amount for the ratio of 1. Now let's go for the amount for ratio 1.5. So I'll be using the same principle there. I'm going to say 1.5 over 6.5, which is the total ratio, times the amount, $286 there. Okay, I divide again. I'm going to divide again. I'll have myself 6.5 there. I get 44 times 1.5. I'm going to get myself the money, which is now equal to $66. Okay, like that. Then the last ratio now, which is 4. I can either do this. I can also say 4 over 6.5 times the amount, which is 286.00. This one goes there. We said 44 by 4. We'll get ourselves, I think, $176 there. Okay, like this. Or else you can use, since we now know two amounts and we know the total, so you can simply say 286 minus 44 minus again 66. Then you get yourself the total, which is $176 there. Okay, so you can just do that for me with your calculator and subtract those values, but you should get the same answer. Okay, let's move on to the next question. So the next question is saying remove brackets. Okay, so when removing brackets, you say the first item, you multiply it with this whole bracket. Then you go to the second, you multiply again with this bracket. So let's do that. I'm going to have D multiplying 6D minus 1, then plus 3 multiplying 6D minus 1, like that. Okay. Now let's remove the brackets again. D by 6D, we get ourselves 6D squared. D by minus 1, we get minus 1D. Plus 3 times 6D, we get ourselves 18D. Then 3 by minus 1, we get minus 3. Okay, like that. Now, you see these have all D's, so we can simplify that part there. So we are going to have 6D squared minus D plus 18, we get ourselves plus 17D. Then we have got minus 3 there. So this will be our final answer when we are removing brackets. Okay, let's move on to number 2. Number 2 was saying we are given that T is equals to G plus square root of N cubed minus M there. Then we have value of G, N, and M. Then they want us to find the value of T there. Okay, so let's do that. So what you do, you are simply substituting. For G, you put minus 4, for N, 3, for M, minus 9. So I'm going to be using this equation. Let's substitute. So our T is going to be equal to, our G is minus 4, then plus square root of N is 3, then it's cubed like that. Then minus M is minus 9 like this. I make use of brackets. That way you will not make mistakes. Okay, so we are going to have here minus 4. I'm removing the brackets plus square root of 3 cubed there is the same as 3 times 3 times 3. We get ourselves 27. Okay, then minus and minus there, we are going to get a plus. So we have plus 9 like this. So at the end of the day, we have minus 4 plus square root of 27 plus 9, that's a 36. Okay, of which 36, even if I don't have a calculator, 36 is the same as 6 times 6 there. So we get ourselves a 6 as our answer. So I'll have -4 plus a 6 like that. So my answer is going to be -4 plus a 6. We get ourselves a 2. So that is our final answer, guys. Now let's see the next question. The next question is now saying, make M the subject of the formula. So we are going on this formula, but we want to make M, this one, the subject of formula. Let's do it step by step, guys. Okay, so we have ourselves T is equal to G plus square root of N cubed minus M. Okay, so the first thing that we do is to take this G that side. Okay, when it goes the other side, it is going to be a minus, because here it is a plus. Okay, so we have T minus G, then we remain with square root of N cubed minus M like that. Okay, so we are done with the first part. Now we want to remove the square root. Remember, guys, square root is the same as a number. So in this case, N cubed minus M to the power of 1/2 like that. So to remove the square root sign, what you will be doing, you can multiply by 2/1 like that. So what I do this side, I'm going to do on this other side, yes, and say I'm going to multiply by 2/1. So here I'm multiplying by 2/1. Okay, let me write my 2/1 like that. So what then happens is this. This 1/2 times 2/1, they cancel off each other. Then we remain with N cubed minus M. So this is going to be our answer here, N cubed minus M. Then the other side, 2/1 is the same as 2. So we can say we now have T minus G to the power of 2 like that. So we are done with removing the square root sign. Now we don't want to have an M as a negative, because we are making it the subject of formula. It should be a positive. So we are going to take it this side. Once we do that, we are also going to take this expression, the whole expression, that side, and it becomes a minus. The whole expression is becoming a minus. Okay, so when we do that, we will get M is equal to N cubed, then minus the whole expression T minus G to the power of 2 like that. Okay, so once we are like at this stage, we have made our M the subject of formula. Let's move on, guys. Okay, we are on part B of the question. Okay, so this question is saying find the rate of interest per year when 144. So this is our principal here, this is our P, and then ends 22. So this is going to be our interest here, and then in 2 years. So this is our time. So guys, our formula says interest is equal to principal times rate times time all over 100 like that. Okay, now let's substitute what we have. It's easier that way. So our interest, we said, is 22.68 is equal to our principal was 144. Okay, let me see that. 144, yes. Then times rate, we don't have our rate. Then times our time, which is 3.5. Okay, like that. Okay, so what I can do easily, I can multiply everything by 100 here, and also here by 100, such that this side they cancel off each other, and this side I'll have myself 2268 is going to be equal to 144 times 3.5. I think we get 504 R like that. Then to get our R, we are going to divide everything by 504. We divide by 504. So this side they cancel off each other. 504 into 2268 is going to be 4.5. 4.5. So it means our R is equal to 4.5%. Okay, so that is our answer, guys. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Okay, now, okay, there's a part C there of the question. So this question is saying express that fraction as a single fraction in its simplest form. Let's do that. Just by looking, you see this is a perfect square. So I can factor it out and say, okay, I have here 2 minus x all over x minus 2 and x plus 2 like that, okay? Then minus 1 plus x over x plus 2. So I've rewritten this part here. Now, having this, let's find the common denominator for this one and for this one. You find out we have got factor, this one and this one is common, so we can write it and say, okay, we have ourselves x plus 2. Then we also have x minus 2 there. So this is our common denominator there. Now, when we have this common denominator, I'm going to say this denominator into this whole denominator, what do I get? It's a 1. So it's just 1 by 2 minus x like that. Minus this denominator into this whole denominator, you find out it goes there and we remain with x minus 2. Okay, then we multiply with this factor there. So 1 plus x like this. Okay, so now the job we have is to simplify everything now. Let's simplify. So here I have 2 minus x, then I have minus, I'm going to use a bigger bracket because here I've got brackets and I want to simplify them step by step with you. So we are saying x times 1, that's 1x there. X times x, that's plus x squared there. Then we have got ourselves minus 2 by 1, that's a minus 2 there. Minus 2 by x, that's a minus 2x like this, okay? So this is all over x minus 2 and x plus a 2. Okay, let's collect like terms. Okay, our like terms, you find out I have 1x and minus 2x there. I can combine those two together. So I'm going to have 2 minus x there, minus, again, that bracket. I said this part here, this one and this one are common. So I will have at the end of the day, 1 minus 2x, I get myself minus x, 1x there. Then plus x squared and a minus 2 like that. So this is what we have at the top. And then we have got x minus 2 and x plus 2 like that. Okay, let's simplify. So I will remove the brackets now. Okay, so I'll have 2 minus x, minus times minus there, I'll get a plus 1x there. Okay, then I've got plus x squared, it's going to be minus x there squared. Then I've got minus 2 by minus 1, it is going to be a plus 2 like this. So this is all over x minus 2 and x plus 2 like this. Okay, we have again some common factors, these 2 and also 2 and 2 there. So let's combine those together first. So I'll have 2 plus 2, that's a 4. Okay, then I've got this is a 0, minus x plus 1, because this is the same as 1 there. So I have minus x squared like this, all over x minus 2 and x plus 2 like this. Okay, so you find out, guys, when we get to this point, it is awkward to just leave this question like this because of this part here. So what I can do, I can take out a minus here. Okay, I will take out a minus. So once I take out a minus, I'm going to say minus, then I say, okay, x squared, because it's now a positive, then minus 4 like this. Okay, such that if I say minus times x there, I get minus x squared. Minus times minus 4, I get a plus 4, which is the same as this expression. Okay, so having that, guys, this part here, it is the same as what we had initially here. Okay, so I can as well do what I did for the other one and say, okay, fine, this is going to be x minus 2 and x plus 2. But there is a minus outside, so I'll have my minus there. Then all over the whole expression of the denominator, which is x minus 2 and x plus 2 like this. Okay, so at this point, we can now cancel off these together. So we now have a minus, this is more like a minus 1 over a 1. And our final answer is a minus 1. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Okay, I have this one. We are now on number 3. Solve the following equations. So I'm going to write the first one. The first one we have, okay, for the first one, okay, let's rewrite it. This expression is the same as 3 by f minus 1 all over 5. Okay, and this whole thing again is the same as f over a 5. So I can multiply all the sides by 5 to remove my 5. That's the easiest way I can explain to you guys. And when we do that, these 5s will cancel off each other and we will remain with 3f minus 1 is equal to an f. Then removing an f. Then removing the brackets, I'll have 3f minus 3 is equal to an f. Okay, so it's easy for me to take f this side and have 3 this other side, and they change their signs. So I'll have 3f minus f is equal to, so this is now going to be, yeah, it is going to be a minus there. So I'll have 3f minus an f is equal to a 3 like this. Okay, fine. So once I have this now, I can say, okay, fine, this is going to be 2f here is equal to a 3. I divide both sides by a 2, they cancel off each other. It means my f is equal to 3 over 2 like that. Okay, so we are done. Let's move on to the other part of the question, this one here. Okay, so this one, guys, let me rewrite the fractions first. These fractions, so that it is easy for us to solve them. So what you do for this fraction, you simply multiply 2 by that and then you add at the top. 1 by that and then you add at the top. So I'm going to have 2 by 3, that's 6 plus 2, that will be 6 plus 2, that will be an 8. So I have 8 over 3 minus p to the power of 2 is equal to 1 by 9, that's 9 plus 7, that will give me a 16. So it's 16 over 9. So this is how we rewrite that equation. Now we are doing again what we've done before when we said when we have a power and we don't want a power, we can multiply, because this power is the same as 2 over 1. I can now multiply it by 1/2 like that. What I do on this side, I'll also do on the left side, on the right side. So I'm going to also multiply this by power of half, of which we said when we multiply something by a power of half, it's a square root. So this means that these will cancel off each other and I'll have 8 over 3 minus p is equal to square root of 16 over square root of 9. Okay, this is the same, guys. When I have square root of 16 over 9, it's the same. Okay, so don't be confused. It is the same. Now let's solve. I have 8 over 3 minus p is equals to square root of 16, that's a 4, square root of 9, that's a 3. Okay, fine. Now at this point, I can easily take this minus that side and it becomes a plus, and take this positive this side, it becomes a minus. So when I do this, I will have 8 over 3 minus 4 over 3 is going to be equal to a p. Okay. When I have this, I can say they all have the same denominator. I think we can all see that. So I can say 8 minus 4 all over 3 is equals to p. 8 minus 4 is 4 over 3. So it means my p is equal to a 4 over 3, guys. Okay, like that. Let's move on to the next question. Okay, now they are saying factorize completely. Okay. If we want to factorize this one, it is difficult for us to do this because here I've got m and tr, and this part I've got m, t, m, r. It is difficult, but I have a common. So I can rewrite this and say, okay, fine. I will have it as 10 m squared minus tr minus 2mt, then plus 5m r, like that. Okay, now sorry, I rewrote it the same way. Let me rewrite it properly. Okay, so it's gonna be 10m squared, then I'm going to take 5m there, so plus 5mr, then minus 2mt, and then minus tr. Now that makes sense. Yes, now that makes sense. So that I have an m and m there. Okay, fine. Let's take out a 5 here. 5m. If I take out a 5m here, I'll remain with 2m and plus r here. Then for this portion here, I can take out minus t and I'll remain with 2m plus r, like that. So it means completely factorizing, I'll have 5m minus t, and then I have 2m plus an r, like that. That will be the final answer there. Now this other one, guys, here we have here a common factor, which is p. So I can take out p first and remain with p squared minus 16. P squared minus 16, it's a perfect square, so I can easily write it and say, okay, it is going to be p minus 4 and then p plus a 4, like this. So we have finished factorizing that one. Okay, now let's move on to the last question for this part. They are saying a carpenter's wage depends on the number of hours she works. She is paid at a rate of 3.65 per hour. Calculate the wage for working at 38 hours per week. So what it means is this. We are saying 3.65 as to 1 hour. What about 38 hours? Okay, what about 38 hours? It means it's more. When it's more, you take a bigger number, this one on top, and then you divide it by the smaller. So it's ratio, guys. I can say 38 over 1 by the money, which is 3.65. When I multiply this, I'm going to get myself, let me see what I'm getting. I'm getting 138.70, like that. That's the amount of money that this carpenter is going to get after 38 hours. Now let's move on to number 4, construction. Okay, now on number 4, it is saying answer the whole question on a plain paper. You are using rulers and compasses only for your construction, and show all arcs. This is very, very important. Show all arcs and lines clearly. Okay, guys, don't rub anything. Okay, that will lead to your final diagram. The first part is saying a quadrilateral ABCD is in which ABC angle. So when we have this, it means this angle at B will be the one that will be 135 degrees. Then they also say BAD is 60 degrees. So it means an angle at A is going to be 60 degrees. Then we are given dimension for BC, AB, and also AD. So when you are to draw such a quadrilateral, the first thing that you can do is to have a sketch. So my sketch is like this. Okay, I want to have a point where I have 60 degrees and also 135. Those ones, when you're drawing, should be on your bottom side, or you start with those ones. That way it will be easy for you. So my sketch is like this. I'm going to have this point as A, and I construct my 60 degrees here. Okay, then from A I go, so at B I have to have 135. So it will be something like this. So this is 135. Then this will be my D, and then my C, D and C. So this is basically what we are going to have. Okay, now let's do it properly. Now we have a picture of how to do it. Then also remember how to get 135. 135, we get it by constructing 90 degrees first. Then we bisect another 90 degrees. Then we get 45. So we have 90 plus 45. That will add up and give us 135. So that is how we are going to construct the 135 degrees. Now let's do this. Okay, so this is our sheet. Please guys, I'm doing a sketch, but you can follow through. So you draw first a straight line. Your lines, because our questions is asking and us telling us to have all lines and arcs shown, draw big line that are going as far as you can, okay, on your plain paper. So I can mark this point here, A. Okay, now that I've marked this point A, I'm going to open my compass and draw an arc like that. Then I go to this position there that I have joined this line and put my compass again, and then it produces another arc like that. Okay, same arc. It's not coming out. Yes, now like this. Then when I do that, now I'm going to join these 2 points such that I'm going to construct my 60 degrees here. So this is my 60 degrees, guys, and my line should go as far as it can, okay, like that. You find out from A, we can draw B. We are given AB is 4.8, and also from A, there is also 8.9 to D, so we can draw those two. Let's do that. So it means I can measure from A 8.9, so this would be our 8.9 centimeter here, and I can have an arc like that. So this point here, guys, will be my D. Then I can also measure my 4.8 here, 4.8, and I'll have my B like that. Okay, so you find out we have done a number there. Now we want to construct 135 degrees at point B. Remember, we said we first of all construct 90 degrees. So I'm going to open my compass like this. Then I go to these 2 points here, to these 2 points there, and then I open again my compass. I will draw these curves, draw these arcs like this now. Okay, then I can produce myself a 90 degrees. So you find out at this point, this is 90 degrees, this is 90 degrees. Okay. Now, for us to get 135, it is going to be from this point going this, meaning to say we must have a line that is like that. So we are going to bisect this 90 degrees here. Okay, so let's do that. Let's bisect that 90 degrees. Okay, so we can open our compass. I'm going to open far here, guys. Okay, let me just do this. Close here, open. Then I open again here, open. So it means now I can draw a straight line passing through these points like this. So this is 45 degrees and this is 45 degrees, okay? So when I have this, guys, what it means is this. This region is going to give me 135 degrees like that, okay? So I'm going to leave that like that. Let's continue. We were given the dimensions from B to C, yes, which is 6.6. So we can draw 6.6 from B to C. So we have our 6.6 somewhere there. Okay, you draw an arc. So we now have point A, B, C, and D. What we can now do is to join point A, C, and D together now. Then we have completed our quadrilateral. So this is how our quadrilateral is going to look like, and we can get ourselves 5 marks when we do this. Now let's go and answer the following questions. Okay, so the following questions are saying the locus of points equidistant from AB and BC. So the moment they give you AB and also BC, I'm sure you can all see there is a B here, common, a B there. It means we are bisecting an angle. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so for this one, I'm using blue. So we have got AB and we have also BC. So this is what we are bisecting there, guys. So bisecting that, you can just open your compass, then you go in between again from this point and also from this point there, then you draw like that. So it means our bisector will come like this, something like that. My line is not looking good. Now it's fine. So this is the bisect of this angle. When you do this, this angle here formed should be equal to this angle here, that side. Okay. Fine, let's move on to the next question. Okay, so we are done with part this one. Let's move on to the next one. It's saying the locus of points that are 3 centimeters from AB. Okay, so when they say 3 centimeters from AB, this is a line AB. So it means we want a parallel line that is 3 centimeters from AB. Then there's a condition that they are saying on the same side of AB as DC. Okay, so you have to have that line instead of having two parallel lines. Normally we can either have a parallel line there and another parallel line with the distances here between them 3 centimeters and here 3 centimeters. We are not going to do that because they've given us a condition and said it's 3 centimeters on the same direction as DC there. Okay, so we are going to do that. So DC is this side, so we are only going to concentrate on the upper top there. Now let's measure our 3 centimeters from A. So I can measure, I've got here that 3 centimeters. So the distance from here to here is 3 centimeters. Okay, so this is 3 centimeters. I go to B again. I also have 3 centimeters. Okay, so if I measure again, this is also my 3 centimeters. Now I'm done with this axe. You now draw a parallel line passing through all the points like that. So this is the bisector that we were doing there, or the locus of points there. Okay, now the next part is saying mark and label a point P that is equidistant from AB and BC. So that is this first part here which we have done. And then they are saying and 3 centimeters from BC, which is this part here. So we want to mark. So it's like we are combining those two locus of points. So you find out where they are going to meet is where we are going to have our P. That's our P there. Okay, let's move on. Then the next question is saying measure and write down the length of PC. Okay, so our PC is from here to there, to the C that we have here. Okay, so you can take your ruler and measure. You will find out, guys, if you draw it correctly, PC should give you 6.1 centimeters plus or minus there. So when I say plus or minus, we can say plus or minus 0.1. So if you get 6.0, it's fine. If you get 6.1, it's fine. If you get 6.2, you are within the region. They will mark you correct. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Okay, the next question is saying 25.8 minus 13 plus 15.25. So it's similar to number 1. Okay, so you can first of all add. So let me add here. Let me just add. Okay, so we are saying 25.8. I want to do it without a calculator, then plus 15.25 like this. So I can add a 0 there. Adding, I have 5. Here I have a 10. Then I have got 10 plus 1, that's an 11. Carry 1, 2 plus 1 plus 1, that's a 41. Okay, so we now have 41.05. Then we subtract the 13 there. Subtracting 13.00 there, I'll get myself 550 like that. Then 11 minus 3 there, I'll get 8. Then here I have 2. So you find out the answer for this question is going to be 28.05. And this time they did not say write it in standard form. If they've asked us to write in standard form, we're going to write it as 2.805 times 10 to the power of 1. Okay, let's move on. Now we are given also days and time, hours and minutes, and we want to add them. So we can start with the minutes and we go to hours. 40 plus 40, we get 80. I'm going to write 80 down there. What happens is this, 1 hour contains 60 minutes. So I'm going to say, since I got 80, which is above 1 hour, I'm going to say 80 minus 60 there. I'll get myself 20. So I'm going to say it's like, what I can say, this is one way of doing it, or else you can say 80 divided by 60 there. So you find out 60 will go there 1 and remainder 20. Okay. So when you do that, you write the remainder and say, okay, it's 20, or else this difference there is still the same. Then you carry your 1, which is 1 hour there. Okay, so let me put a line there. Okay, now we have got 15 plus 8. 15 plus 8, that is going to give us, I think, 23. Yes, 23. Then plus this one here, we get 24. So we have 24, of which in one day we've got 24 hours. So it means we are also dividing 24 divided by 24. That will give us 1 remainder, 0. So we write our remainder, which is 0 here, and we carry our 1. Okay, or else you can subtract the first way that I was doing. Then the last part, we have got 3 plus 2, that's 5, plus 1, that is a 6. Okay, so if we were going to get a 7, we're going to carry it and it will go to weeks and so forth. So guys, this is our final answer: 6 days, 0 hours, and 20 minutes. Let's move on. We have Tafadzwa, who borrows $600 from his brother Tendai, and at the beginning of the year, he invests the money and agrees that at the end of the year, he will repay Tendai and give him 2/5 of any profit he will make. Then, if the 600 increases to 1,250, calculate how much you should give Tendai at the end of the year. Okay, so it's like, first of all, we can subtract and see the profit. So I'm going to subtract 1,250 minus the 600 which was given there. Okay, subtracting this, I'm getting 0.5. Then here I've got a 6. So this is the profit that Tafadzwa made. Okay, now from this profit, that's where Tafadzwa is going to give 2/5 of that amount of 650 to Tendai. Okay, so to get the amount, we simply multiply. So we are going to say 2/5 times the profit 650. Okay, so if I do this one there, 1 into 5, that's 3, 0, 3 there. Okay, then I get a 0. So it means the money on the profit that he's going to give Tendai is going to be 260. 2 times 130 there. Okay, that's the profit. But he borrowed 600. So at the end of the day, we are going to say the total amount that he's going to give, is going to be equal to borrowed money, which is 600, plus the profit, which is 2/5 of the profit, which is 260. Okay, so at the end of the day, he's going to give $860 to his brother Tendai. Okay, let's move on. Okay, fine. This question we are asked to express 676 as a product of its prime factors in index notation. So when they say index, is basically the powers there. Okay, so let's do that. Okay, now we can do long division. For this one, I prefer to use long division and find a number that will be going using our prime factors 2, 3, 5, 7, 13, and so forth. Number that can only be divided by itself. Okay, so I'm saying 2, 3, 5, 7, 13, going on like that. Okay, a number that can only be divided by 1 in itself. So you find out for this case, I've got a 6 there at the end. So it means I can have 2 dividing that 676, because I know any number 12, 16, 26, 36 will be divided by a 2. So 2 into this, I'm going to get 3 here. 2 into, okay, let me just write the whole thing. 3, 8, I think, yes. 2 into 6, that's 3. 2 into 7, that's 3, remainder 1, into 16, that's 8. Yes, that's fine. Then because also here 8 can be divided by 2 again, whether it's 18, 28, you see the numbers that I'm talking about. So I can say 2 into this 1, remainder 1, 2 into 13, that's a 6, remainder 1, into 18, that's a 9. Okay, Now I've reached a point where I can choose 2. 3 can also not go into this, because if it goes into 16, it will leave a remainder 1. It cannot go into 19. So the best number that I can think of is 13. 13 can go into 169 and leave 13, okay? Because 13 times 13, that's 169, okay? Then I have 13 again, then I'll get 1. So it means the prime factors are 2 times 2 times 13 times 13, like that. But they said in index notation, so I'm going to say 2 to the power of 2 times 13 to the power of 2. That is index notation. Then the last part, they are saying hence or otherwise find the square root of 676. So square root of 676 is the same as square root of 2 times 13 times 13, like that, okay? Of which these are powers here, guys. We say these are like 2 to the power of 2 times 13 to the power of 2. When we have this, guys, we go back to what I was telling you earlier. When we have a square root, 2 to the power of 2, and then we have a square root, it's the same as to the power of half, like that. So it means these halves will this half and these 2 will cancel each other, and we'll get ourselves a 2. Do you get what I'm saying? Okay. So at the end of the day, I will cancel off this square root and this. I'll also cancel this square root and this. And our answer will be a 2 times a 13. So it means square root of 676 is going to be 2 times 13. That's a 26. Like that. Okay. Fine. Let's move on. Now, this question is saying we are given the factors, given function of f of equals to 3x plus 5. Then they say find f of 3. So when they say this, it means for every x value, we are putting 3. So what we do, we are simply going to say f of 3 is going to be 3 by 3 plus a 5. Okay, this will give us 3 times 3, that's a 9, plus a 5. So at the end of the day, our answer is a 14, like that. Please don't write maths like this. That is not the proper way of doing it. When you write maths, you say f of 3 is equals to 3 by 3 plus 5. Then you go down. It's not English. Then you say 9 plus 5 is equals to a 14, like this. This is the proper way. I was just working for you guys. Now let's go to the next part of the question. The next part of the question is saying the value, find the value of x for which f of x is 83. F of x is this one. So we are going to say it is equal to 83. So I can say 83 is equal to 3x plus 5, like that. Because they said f of x is 83. I can easily take this 5 this side and have it as a negative. So I'll have 83 minus a 5 is equal to 3x, like this. 83 minus 5, I get myself 78, which is equals to 3x. Then I can divide everything by 3. This side, they will cancel. 3 into 7, that's a 2. Remainder 1. 3 into 18, that's a 6. Okay, so our x value is equals to 26, guys. Okay, let's move on. Oh, we are done with 52 marks. Okay, so already, guys, at this point in time, you will have yourself 52 marks, 54 marks. That's 52 marks in your pocket, and you would have passed. Okay, now we're going to section B, where you select 4 questions. I'm going to do all the questions, guys, even the transformation part and the graph. I'm going to do them in detail. Please stay tuned and don't leave. Mobilemaths, remember to subscribe on my YouTube channel Mobilemaths and like my videos. Okay, thank you. Section B has 48 marks. You can choose 4 questions. Guys, the tip that I can give you is this: take yourself time to select the questions that you know you can do. If you know you can't do transformation, leave it. If you know you can't draw a graph, leave it. Calculate area or volumes, leave it, and do what you can. So it's better to take like 2 minutes of your time selecting and cancelling out of the 12 questions, out of the 6 questions, which 4 can you do. Okay, so guys, let's start. This is number 6. This is variation. They are saying the cost C of printing a newspaper is partly constant and partly varies as n the number of printed newspapers. So the first part is saying express C in terms of n and constants K and H. So we are already given the constant that they want us to use. Okay, so the first part I can say C, we say the cost is partly constant, so we can have this H, and then partly varies with N. This is what we have. So this is our expression number 1. You get yourself 1 mark. Then the second part, they are saying if the cost of printing 500 newspapers is $320. Okay, so I can write that and say 320 is equal to H plus 500 newspapers. Okay, that is my equation number 1. Okay, then the other equation is coming from 1000 newspapers for 540. So I can have 540 there is equal to H plus 1000 newspapers. So this is equation number 2. Then they say find, the last part is saying find the cost of printing 750 newspapers. So this is a hidden question, guys. You have to first of all find the value of H and the value of N, then you'll be able to answer that part. That's why this is like 5 marks. So let's find the value of H and N. I prefer to eliminate H in this case. So let me rewrite these equations and say 540 is equals, I'm just dealing away with the dollar sign because it will not affect us anything, plus 1000 N here, equation number 2. Then we have got 320 is equals to H plus 500 N is equation number 1. So at this point, because I want to eliminate H, I'm going to subtract. Okay, so when I subtract, I'm going to say 540 minus 320 there, I get myself 220 is equal to the H there, I get a 0 here. Okay, so it doesn't matter we write it or not. Then 1000 N minus 500, that will give me a 500. I was writing N all along. This is K, guys. Oh, sorry for that. This is K. All along I was writing K. Now I'm looking like, where's my K? This is K. So this is 500K here. Okay. Now to get my K, I'm going to divide by 500 here, divide by 500 here. These will cancel off each other. These zeros will cancel off each other. So I'm getting my K value is equal to 22 over 50. I can as well reduce it and have it as 11 over 25, like that. Now I can substitute this K into any equation, number 1 or number 2. Then I get myself the value of H. So I'm going to use the number which has got small values, which is equation number 1, and say 320 is equals to H plus 500 by my K, which is 11 over 25, like that. Let me use 22 over 50 here, because I've got 500, 22 over 50 here. Okay, so 550 can go into 500 as 10 times. Okay, so at the end of the day, I've got 320 is equals to H plus 220, like that. Okay, fine. Now I can take the 220 this side, it becomes a minus there. So I have 320 minus 220 is equals to H. So our H value is going to be equal to 100. Okay, so we have determined the H and K value. Let's rewrite the relationship or the formula, this one here. using our h values that we have calculated, you find out we will have it as, okay, I don't have the space anymore. So we are going to write it as C is equals to 100 plus 11 over 25n, like that. So this can help us to answer the last part of the question, which was saying find the cost of 720 newspapers. So we can say our cost C is going to be equal to 100 plus 11 over 25 by the 750 newspapers that we have. So I can have my 750 there. Okay. So I can divide, I'll have 100 plus 330 there. So my cost is going to be $430. Okay, so that's how we do this question. Let's move on. Okay, part B of the question. So this one, we are given a trapezium KLMN, where KL is parallel to NM. So these are shown by these arrows here, the parallel sides, okay? Then they are saying the angle KLM is 90 and KL is 3x minus 1 and NM is x plus 3. Then LM is x minus 2. I think we can all see that. Then they say find in terms of x an expression for the area of the trapezium. So we want to find the area of the trapezium. So you find out area of a trapezium is equals to area is equals to half side A plus side B times perpendicular height, okay, h. Okay, so you find out the side that I'm saying A plus B is this A and this B there. Then our height is this h there, which is perpendicular at 90 degrees there. Okay, so let's rewrite and substitute the values we have. So you find out my area is going to be equal to half x. So let me have a bigger bracket here. X plus 3 and x, 3x, that is 3x there. 3x minus 1 here. Then that is the A plus B. Then times the height, which is our height h is similar to 3 minus x, this one. Okay, so let's take that one. So we can have it as x minus 3, like that. Okay, now let's simplify this. So this is going to be half. Here I'll have x times 3x, that's 3x squared. Okay, let me see. X plus 3. Oh, sorry, now I'm multiplying things that are supposed to be adding here. Okay, so here we are adding here. Remember, from here we have a plus here, so I was also to have a plus there. Now I was multiplying them. Okay, let's add. So I've got x plus 3x there. I've got myself x, 4x. Then 3 plus minus 1 there. I'll get myself a 2. So I've got a plus 2 here. So we have finished this whole bracket there. Okay, because I was taking this term and this term. Then I took this term and this term because they were adding each other. Then we have got our height, which is that one. So this is going to be x minus 3, like that. So this is the expression, guys, of our area. But I can also remove this half here. Okay, let's remove the half. 2 can go into this one. 2 can go into this one and have 2x here, then plus a 1. So our area is going to be 2x plus 1 and then x minus 3, like that. So this is our expression for our area. Okay, let's move on. That was 1 mark there. Hey, why was I sweating too much? Now they are saying, given that the area of the trapezium is 15 cubic centimeters, form an equation in x and show that it reduces to 2x squared minus 5x minus 3. Okay, minus 18. Sorry, minus 18. So let's do that quickly. Okay, so the first thing that we are going to do is to remove the brackets here. So our area is going to be equal to 2x by x, we get 2x squared. 2x by minus 3, there we get minus 6x. Then 1 here by x, we get plus 1x. Then 1 times minus, there I get minus 3, okay? Simplifying these two, we can simplify, so I'll get my area is 2x squared minus 5x minus 3, okay? Like that. And they say this is equal to a 15, so I can say this is now 15 here, okay? So I can take my 15 from this side and it goes that side, it becomes a minus. So I have 0 is equals to 2x squared minus 5x minus 3 minus 15, like that. I'm going to take it down here. Okay, so you find out that 0, we get 0 is equals to 2x squared minus 5x minus 3 minus 15, that is minus 18. But our equation is not written like this. We must also leave it in the same form that they have given us. So we can say 2x squared minus 5x. We can say therefore, okay, minus 18 is equals to a 0. That will be how we show it, okay? We get ourselves 2 marks. Then the next part is saying solve the equation. So let's solve this equation, guys. You find out for this equation, it is very difficult to find the factors. So we are just going to use our formula. Our formula x is equals to minus b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a, like that. So this is my a, this is my b, this is my c. So when I have my b as a minus there, it means I'll just have it as a positive. But anyway, let's do it step by step so that you see what I'm talking about. So I'll have here x is equal to minus, my b is minus 5, plus or minus square root of b is again minus 5 squared minus 4 by a 2 by c minus 18, like that, okay, all over 2 by a 2, like that. Let's solve. Okay, so when I'm solving, I'm going to get x is equals to minus times minus, that is a plus, then plus minus square root of 5 squared minus 5 squared, it gives us a positive value. So I'm going to have here 25, okay, 25. Then I also have now 4 times 2. So if I multiply 4 times 2, I get myself 8. Then 8 times 18. Because my 18 is negative, so I can say 8 times 18, I'm getting 144 here. And this is a negative here and also a negative, so I'll have a plus here. All is over 4, like that. When you add 144 plus 25, we are going to get ourselves a 169. So I have 5 plus or minus square root of 169 all over a 4. So that is my x value. Okay. So when I get to this point, square root of 169 is 13, guys. So at the end of the day, I can say my x is equal to 5 plus 13 over 4, or is equal to 5 minus, this is a 13, minus 13 all over a 4, like that. So our x is equal to here for the first part, 13 plus 5, that's, this is giving me 18. 18 divided by 4, that is 4.5 centimeters. Or 5 minus 13, I get 8 minus 8 over 4, that is giving me minus 2. So these are the two values of our x. Okay. So we are done solving the part. Then the last part is saying find the length of LM. Where is our LM? Let's go and see our LM. Our LM is this one. Okay. This is our LM, which is x minus 3. Okay, so you find out we got our, so our LM here we say is equal to x minus 3. We find out our x value, we got our x is equal to 4.5, and also x is equal to minus 2, like that. Okay. Now, if I substitute 4.5, I'll get my x is 4.5 minus 3. This will give me 1.5 centimeters as LM. Okay, if I substitute minus 2 here, this one, I'll have x minus 3 being equal to minus 2 minus 3, which gives us minus 5, of which we can't have such a negative length there because already we have got a length. Okay, so we are going to take our x value as 4 and our length is 1.5. Okay, so that is how we answer this question. Let's move on. Oh, we are done. Fine. We are now moving on to question number 7. Okay, number 7, guys, is saying the following is an extract of an incomplete water bill for a family. The family is allowed to use 11 kiloliters of water per month at a certain rate. So it means they have to use 11 kiloliters for a certain rate. Then if the family uses more than, then they are charged a certain amount. So if they use more than, they are going to be charged $2.5 per kiloliter. So it means for first 11, there is a certain amount that they pay. Okay, let's move on to the question. So this is the table that we are given. Okay, so the first part, they are saying calculate C, which is the consumption for the month. Okay, the consumption for the month. C, consumption for the month. So to get our consumption, this is our C here. You find out we had a previous reading which was 762. Then the present reading is 776. So it means when we are using our water, we started with 762. Now we are at 776. So to get how many liters we have used, we are going to say the current, which is 776, minus the previous, which is 762, like that. Okay, so that is how we are going to work this. So you find out when we do this, we are going to get ourselves 14 kiloliters. Okay, so our C is equals to 14, like that. Let's move on to the next question. Find the rate of permitted consumption R. Permitted consumption R. So this is our R here. Okay. Permitted consumption R, we are given the amount, which is this one. Okay. Then we are also given the consumption, which is 11. So it's like for an amount of $17.05, we are to use only 11 kiloliters. So to get the R there, we simply divide. So let's divide to get our R. So this was C. Now our R, we are saying, we say $17.05 divided by 11 kiloliters. Okay, so we get ourselves 1. If we divide 1.55 dollars per kiloliter. Okay, so the R there is 1.55. Okay, kiloliter. Let's move on to the next one. So we are done with this one. We are done with this one. Find S, the excess amount of water. Excess amount of water, S. So S here, guys, you see, we used 14 and then the permitted was 11. So it means excess is going to be 14 minus. So excess we are looking for S is going to be 14 minus 11. We get ourselves 3 kiloliters. Okay, so it means our S is equals to 3 kiloliters here. Okay, then we go on, they say find T, the amount paid for excess. Amount paid for excess, guys, we are saying, let's see the table. We have used here, let's see, 3 kiloliters and we are being charged $2.50. So we simply multiply 3 by 2.5. So to get our T, we are saying T is equals to 3 by $2.50. Okay, then we get ourselves $7.50. Okay, so this is $7.50. Okay, that's the amount there, dollars. Okay, let's move on to the next question. W, the total amount due that month. So we want to find how much this family is going to pay. So you find out the money they are going to pay is going to be equal to the permitted consumption for 11 kiloliters plus the excess there of 3 kiloliters. Then whether you are using your water or you are not using your water, there is a fixed charge. The fixed charge is $7.30. So we add these three together. If you add them together, you find out we get ourselves $31.85. So this is the amount that is due. You simply add all these three. Okay, so you can now do your home water bills now. Okay, fine. Let's move on to the next question. The next question is again variation. So you find out question number 6, guys, was variation. Question number 7 is variation. If you are good with variations, you can do this question. Okay, let's do it. They are saying n varies inversely means 1 over. So we can say n varies inversely 1 over square root of m like that. Okay, then they are saying find a formula connecting n, m, and k. So we are given a constant. So it's like for us to remove this proportionality sign, we introduce our constant k, that one. Okay, so this becomes n is equal to k over square root of m like that. So this is the formula that connects. So sometimes they can say formula, they can say relationship, or they can say law. All these will be meaning the same thing. Okay, so you must be flexible. Now they are giving us on part 2, given that n is equals to that and m is equals to that. So these two values are going to help us find the value of the constant. Then we can have a proper relationship. Okay, so we can say our n is 17 is equal to k over square root of a 20.5 here. Okay, 20.25. This is 20.25. So you find out for this one, I can say my k value, I can simply multiply this side. Let me do this. Multiply this side by square root of 20.25 and multiply again this side by square root of 20.25. So my k is going to be equal to 17 times square root of 20.25. If you multiply this, you are going to get your k is equals to 76.5. So when I get this k, I can come and substitute it there. Okay. So at the end of the day, my n is going to be equal to 76.5 all over square root of m like this. Now this is a formula that we can use to find any value. So you see, we are going to find a value of, they are already asking us, find the value of m when we are given n is 34. So that's how we are going to use this formula. So the value of m, we simply say n is 34. So we can say 34 is equals to 76.5 over square root of m like this. Okay, so let's simplify this part here. You find out it's easy for me to multiply both sides by square root of m. So I'm going to multiply here square root of m and here also square root of m, such that this side they cancel off each other and I'll have square root of m and 34 here times 34 here is equals to 76.5. Okay, my square root of m, I will divide all the sides by 34 and I'll get my square root of m is equals to 76.5 all over 34 like that. To remove the square root sign, I can square everywhere. Okay, like this. Then this will cancel off with the square root and our m is going to be equal to 76.5 divided by 34 then squared. you find out we'll get ourselves 2.25 squared, which is m is equals to 5.0625. So you can leave this to 2 decimal place or 3 significant figures as 5.06 like this. It's still fine. Okay. Now let's move on to number 8. Okay, fine. The question of the day. Okay, so we have our question here which we are going to answer on a graph paper. Please take note of these scales, guys. Take note of these scales. They are very important. So we are using a scale of 2 centimeters to 2 centimeters to 2 units for both axes. And then they have given us that our values of x are moving from -8 to 8, whilst for y from -4 to y. Okay, so that is very, very important there. Now, the first question is saying triangle AB, A has vertices -6, 2, and -2, and 2 like that. Okay, so what we want to do here, we want to draw these vertices. Okay, so let's first of all draw our scale. Okay, let's draw our scale first and then we do this question. Okay, step by step. Okay, sorry about that. Let's go to our graph. So this is our graph, guys. I have my graph here. Let me just do this so that I can properly draw it. Remember, I am saying 2 centimeters is representing 2 units. So it's 2, 4, 2, 4, 2, 4. Okay, going on. Then I can draw that. Okay, let me draw that. So because my y is moving from a small number going up, I'm going to have, it's moving from -4. So I can as well have my graph starting from somewhere here. Okay, so this is my x-axis. Then my y, because my x values are moving from -8 to 8, I can have it at the center there, which is not a problem. So let me just move it at the center here, going down like this. So this is our y-axis. Okay. Let me put it down here also. Fine, like that. Now let's label our axis. Okay, let's label our axis. So we can say this is -4. Sorry, -2. Hey, -2, -4. Okay. Then we are going to 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, like that. Okay. Everything is fitting. Then the x-axis, we are going -2, -4, -6, -8, like that. Then this other side, we are going 2, 4, 6, 8, like that. Okay, fine. So this is how we are going to have our scale there. Fine. Now let's draw the first triangle. The first triangle A is saying it is -6 and 2. Then -2 and 2, and then -5 and 6. Okay, so let's draw that first. I'm going to draw it with a different color, so let's draw it. Okay, so we have -6, so this is our -6 here, and 2, so this is the point here. Then we have got -2 and 2, so this is the point here. Then the last one is -5, so in here, between here, that's where we have our 5 in at the center there, -5 there, and then 6, so it's at the center here. Okay, so now our triangle will look like this. Please don't mind me, I'm just showing you, and we label it A. Fine, we are done. We get ourselves how many marks? That was 1. Then we are told part B is saying triangle B is the image of triangle A under a clockwise rotation of 90 degrees. Clockwise, okay, about 0.22. Okay, then draw and label triangle B. Let's do that. Okay. So they said we are drawing this about a 0.22. So let's have 0.22 here. Okay, let me just use a different color for this one. So 22 point is this one here, guys. So this is the center of rotation. And we are rotating 90 degrees clockwise. Clockwise is moving like this. Okay, fine. That's number one. So what you do here, guys, the easiest way that I'm going to do is this. You draw yourself a line from this point going there. So because also this point is also in the same line, I'm going to include it. Then you draw yourself 90 degrees. So it means my points are going to lie on this line here because this is 90 degrees there. Okay, fine. So now I'm going to count the number of boxes, or you can use a compass and say, okay, this curve here is going to come at this point there. This curve here is going also to come at this point there, like that. Or else you can count the number of boxes. But I think because these are straight lines, you can use counting of boxes. Okay, so these are going to be your points of A there. This one here and also that one there. Then we are left with the upper top point there. So for this point again, you draw yourself line, a straight line going to pass again that point. Then you draw yourself a 90 degrees that is going to go and pass on the points such that we can have ourselves a 90 degrees. My 90 degrees is going this way. So this is a 90 degrees there, you see. So my points, I can take a compass. It's going to come and pass through there. And then on this other side there, it's going to come and pass through. I think it should have been passing through somewhere here. Somewhere there. Okay. So let's see. I think it's my line there, which is not, since I'm using my free hand, but it was going to pass through this point here. Okay, the center there. Okay, so you just do your compass, then it will also come through that point. So you find out your points are going to be these points there. Okay, next time I'll try to use my graph paper and freehand. So this is going to be our triangle here like this. Okay, and we are to label it B. Okay, fine, we are done. So the coordinates of this one were going to be 2, 6, and then 2, 10, and then 6, 7, like that. Okay, let's move on to the next question. So this was now 3 marks. The next question is saying triangle C is the image of triangle A and has vertices 8 minus 6. So we've got minus 6 and 14. Then we have got minus 5 and 16. And we have got minus 2 and 6 like that. Okay. So let's draw that. Let's draw C. Then after drawing C, then they are saying describe fully a single transformation which maps triangle A onto triangle C. Let's do that. Okay. So here we are given coordinates, so it shouldn't be a problem. I'm going to use blue this time around. So we have got minus 6 and 14. This is the point here. And we have got minus 5 and 16. So it's at the top here. Minus 5 and 16. That is somewhere at the center here. Then we have lastly minus 2 and a 6. So we have got this point here. Okay. So it means our triangle is going to be like this, something like that. Please don't mind my free hand. I'm trying to show you what happens here. Yes. So this is our triangle C. Okay. It's coming out. It came out nice. Fine. I didn't expect it to come out nice like this. Now they are saying describe the full transformation. You find out, guys, if you look at this transformation, on this axis there, the points are still on the same positions as they were before. You see, they are not moving, they are not changing. That's number one. So it means our x-axis, so we can say our x-axis is the invariant line, number 1. Number 2, we can say this is going to be a stretch. Okay, this is not a shear because it's changing position. If it was not changing position, we're going to say it is stretch. It is shear, but this is a stretch. So we can say this is a stretch. Now we want stretch factor, because when we talk of stretch, we have a stretch factor. To get a stretch factor, we say our stretch factor is equal to image distance from x-axis. So we say image, let me write this down somewhere for you. Okay, fine, let me write even here. Image distance from x-axis, from x-axis over object distance from again x-axis. Okay, that's how you get your scale factor. So in this case, what we are to do is this. If I take this point here, okay, I will also consider this other point there. Okay, so my image is this one over my object, that one. The distance which we'll be looking at is this one from there and this one from there. Okay, so in this case, I will have myself, for that position, my image is like how many distances? 14 over from the object, that's 2, so it will be a 7. Okay, let's look at the other point. The other point is at this position here. It was initially at that position. So this is where this question is being tricky and not coming out nicely, because you find out if I divide 16 by 6, we don't get 7. Then if I also take these positions here, you find out I'll have a scale factor of that will be like 6 divided by 2, which is 3. So it's like, I think there was a problem somewhere with our paper, but anyway, if we are to miss a mark, that will be 1 mark out of 3, because we have described our transformation here, where they say describe fully. We have stated it's a stretch factor, you get a mark. Then you have talked about the invariant line, you get a mark. Then you talk about the scale factor, you get the 3rd mark. So if you fail that 3rd mark, then you have lost 1 mark only. Now, we are also given another question. Triangle D has vertices -2, 2, and -2, -2, and 2, -1. So let's draw D there. Okay, let's draw D. Let's draw D. Okay, so our D is going to be, we said, let me just zoom in a little bit. Our D, we said, is going to have -2 and 2, so that's this point here. And then it has got -2, -2, -2, -2, so it is this position there. I hope you can see that. And then it has got 2 and -1, so it is at the center of there. So our triangle is like this. Okay, so when you look at this triangle, guys, just by mere looking, you find out from this position, from this triangle here, what I can deduce is this. This point here is also further there. Okay, that's number 1. These points are almost close to each other. They are just separating by just one box there. Okay, that's number 2. Then these points that are close to each other are close to each other like that. So guys, this is a reflection. Okay, I'm sure we are going to be asked to describe fully. Yes, I just rushed to that part. Describe fully the single transformation that maps triangle A onto triangle AD. So this is a reflection. So we can say it is a reflection. That's number 1. Then we need that reflection or mirror line. We need a mirror line. Okay, so our mirror line here, guys, because we were saying this position here is like the mirror line is this one, okay, because the distance from here is the same as the distance there. The distance from there is the same as the distance there. So that is our mirror line. So when we say this is our mirror line, this is our mirror line, you have also to deduce the equation of that mirror line. Okay, so you find out it's passing through points. This is passing through which points? It's also going to go and pass through the 4 there. So my C is 4. Then my gradient is what? 4 and 4 there. I can use 4, 4 here. Okay, let me just use that and say my change in y over change in x is equal to, I have 0, 4, and I have minus 4 and 0 there. Okay, so my gradient is going to be, so this can be 2 and this can be 1. 4 minus 0 over 0 minus 4, like that. Okay, so I'm getting a 4 over a 4. So my gradient is 1. Okay, so using y is equals to mx plus a c, it means my y is equals to a 1x. So I can just even say this is equals to x plus, because it's cutting the y-intercept at 4. So I can say this y is equals to x plus 4. So the mirror line we can say is y is equals to x plus a 4, like that. Then you are done describing fully. Okay, so that was our transformation, guys. Please try to do it at home and see how it is, but I'm very confident that our stretch had an error somewhere. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Okay, we are now on question number 9, guys. I know you like shapes there. Okay, so the first thing we are given the diagram shows a solid triangular prism PQRSTU. PU is that, so it means this distance is 24 there. Okay, then QP is equals to QU, and TU, the length of the prism is L centimeters. Then the perpendicular from Q2 is 5. Okay, fine. Then calculate the first question. Calculate QU. Okay, so we want to find this side there, guys. Okay, so you find out to get that side, I can use this triangle here. But we were given P to Q is 24, so I can say this is 12, this is 12. So I have myself this small triangle, which is QU, and here is my center. I can just leave it like that. Then I have 12 here and I have 5. So we are looking for QU. So to get my QU, I can say QU squared is equals to square root of 12 squared plus 5 squared. So this is going to be, so this is no longer a square root here, squared here part, because I said square root. Okay, so this is going to be square root of 12 squared, that's 144 plus 144 plus 25. So this is going to be square root of 169. So square root of 169, I think we have done this on this question. QU is going to be equal to 13 centimeters. Okay, we are done with that part. Let's move on to the next part of the question. Okay, so we can write here, this is 13 centimeters. Okay, now the second part of the question is saying find the area of the triangular face PQU. So we want the area of this PQU, that one. Okay, so that is a triangle, guys. So we can use the formula half base times height. Our base is 24, our height is 5. So we can say the area is going to be equal to half base times our height. So our base is 24 times our height, which is a 5. 2 here, 1, 2 to 24, 12. 12 times 5, we get ourselves 60. So it's going to be 60 square centimeter. That's our area. Okay, let's see the next question. Okay, the volume of the prism is 1,728 cubic centimeters. Find the length of L of the prism. Guys, volume of any shape, volume is equal to base area times length, or you can have this as height sometimes. Okay, so anyway, in this case we are given a length, so we'll use a length. Our volume is 1728 is equal to the base area that we have just calculated, 60, then times our L. Okay, so we just have here 60L. This is the same as 60L. To get my L, I'll divide both sides by 60. By 60, these will cancel off each other. Our L is going to be 28.8 centimeters. Okay, like that. So that is our length. Then we are given the next question is saying the material used to make the prism has a density of 4 grams per cubic centimeter and costs that is $1.93 per kg. Calculate the mass of the prism in kilograms. Okay, so the first thing we want to calculate the mass of the prism. So we know, guys, volume is equal to mass divided by density. Volume is equal to mass divided by density. Okay, like that. So when we have this, what are we looking for? We are looking for mass. I can make mass the subject of formula and say, okay, my mass is going to be equal to volume times density. Okay, so this is the formula we are going to be using, of which my volume, we have just calculated it before, or we were given as 1728. Then my density, we are given as 4 there, so we can get the mass. So it means our mass is going to be equal to 1728 by a 4. When we multiply this, we get ourselves 6912 grams. But they said they want the answer in kilograms. So 1 kg is equal to 1000 grams. So when I have 6912 grams, it means I have more here. So I'm just going to say 6.6912 grams over a 1000 there times 1 kg. I'll get myself 6.912 kgs. So this is the mass there, guys. Okay, fine. Or else you can just divide straight from this point here by 1000. Then you get yourself 6.912. Okay, fine. Then the next part is saying the cost of material used to make the prism. Okay, cost is going to be, we were given cost is $93 per kg. So we are saying, if the cost is saying, so you can say cost here. If we say $1.93 is equivalent to 1 kg. What about when we have 6.912 kgs? This means they are going to cost more dollars, isn't it? So when they are more, we simply take the bigger one at the top. So I have, this is ratio or proportion, 6.912 over a 1 times the amount, which is 1.93. So if I have this, I multiply, I'm going to get myself $13.34. So that is the cost, guys. Let's move on to the last part of the question. They are saying find the length of a similar triangular prism of volume 512. So you find out volume 1, or the volume of the shape that we are looking at was so I'm going to say that is my volume 1 was equal to 1728 centimeters cubed. Yet this volume, which is volume 2, is equal to 512 cubic meters. So what I can do, these are similar solids. I have to find their scale factor. Okay, I have to find their scale factor. So finding their scale factor, I have going to say 172.8. The volume is to 512 volume there. If I divide this one or I reduce it, I'm going to get 27 here as to 8. Like that, I've reduced it. And then because these are volumes, I can find of 27 here and also find cube root of 8 because volume is cubed. So at the end of the day, this is going to be a 3 as to a 2. So this is my scale factor. Okay, this is my scale factor. Now I can use my scale factor to find the length. Remember, our length for volume 1 or for shape 1 was 28.8. So I can say, using that ratio, 3 as to 2, then this is 28.8 as to, this is going to be less. So when it's less, it means I'm going to have this. Okay, let me rewrite it properly for you to see. We are saying when I have 3, ratio of 3, I have 3, ratio of 3, I have 28.8 centimeters. When I have 2, I will have less centimeters, isn't it? So this is where I'm saying this will be at the bottom here. So it will be 2 over 3 times 28.8 centimeters. Okay. So dividing this, I'll get myself the length 2 of the smaller is 19.2 centimeters. Okay, so that is the final answer for that part there. Let's move on to the next question. Okay, number 10, guys. A class has 16 boys and 10 girls. 2 learners are to be chosen, one after the other, to represent the school in the competition. So when they say one after the other, it means that when you pick one person, it means you have picked a person and the number is reduced. You can't pick that same person again for the next one. Then they are saying calculate the probability that the learners chosen are both of the same sex. Okay, fine. For this one, guys, it's easier for me to use a tree diagram. So let's just use a tree diagram. And I'm going to say here, we have how many boys and girls? 16 and 10. So I have myself here 26 students or learners. Then I have my boys here and I have my girls here. Okay. So when I'm picking a boy, I will have a ratio of 16 over 26. When I pick a girl, it is 10 over 26. Okay. So this is the first pick, guys. Then the second pick, when I pick the boy, I can pick a boy and I can also pick a girl. Okay. Now, because I've picked first a boy, out of 16, I no longer have 16, I now have 15. Is over. The total also I reduced by a 1. I have reduced the top by -1. I also do the same at the bottom. So I'll have at the bottom again a 25. Then for the girls, it will still be a 10 over, but the total has changed. It's now 25. Okay. Then I do the same for the girls. Once I pick a girl, I can also pick a boy and I can also pick a girl like this. Because I've picked a girl, the number has changed, -1 here, -1 there. So it means the totals have also changed. For the girls, I can now have a 9 over a 25. For the boys, they are still 16, so I can say 16 over 25. Then another thing you must always remember, when you add this on this, they should give you 1. These, they should give you 1. Okay. So now it means when I go through this route here, I have boy, boy. The other route, I've got boy, girl. Okay. Then the other route here, I've got girl, boy. And here I've got girl, girl. Okay. But the question is saying we want where we pick both of the same sex. So it means the condition that satisfies that is boy, boy, and also a girl, girl like that. Okay. So when it is like that, it means I'm going to take these values, I multiply them together, and I also add these values when they are multiplied together. So let's do that together now. Okay, so I'm going to have for the first one, I have 16 It is going to be 16 over 26 by 15 over 25. Plus, for the bottom part here, the bottom part is going to be plus 10 over 26 times 9 over 25, like that. So let's multiply these together. You find out this part here, I'll get 24 over 64 plus 9 over 64. So my answer is a 33 over 65. This was 65, guys. 64. I don't know where I'm getting 64. This is 65, 65. Okay. So this is our final answer here, like that. Okay. You can also punch in your calculator to check. Now we are on number B, which is going to be answered on a graph paper. So again, these are very important, the scales. We are given our scale is going to be, for y-axis, we are moving from minus 10 to 35, and we are taking 2 centimeters to 5 box, 5, 4, so we'll be moving 5, 10, 15, 20. Then for x-axis, we are saying 2 centimeter to 1 unit, so it will be 1, 2, 3, 4. And we are moving from minus 5 to a 5 there, okay? The first thing we are asked is this. We have a function y is equals to 2x squared minus x minus 6. Find the value of p and the value of q. So it's like we want to find p when q is minus, when x is minus 2, and also q when x is 3. So we are going to substitute those two values on the equation. Let's do that. For p, we are saying p, to get p, we are saying our equation is y is equals to 2x squared minus x minus 6. And we said our x is minus 2. So we are going to have y is equals to 2 by minus 2 squared minus 2, then minus 6. So this is going to be 2 by minus 2 squared, that's a 4. So this is going to be 2 by 4 minus minus, this is a plus 4, plus 2 here, this is a plus 2 here, plus 2 here, okay? Then a minus 6 like that, okay? So our y value is equals to 2 by 4, that's 8, 8 plus 2, that's 10, 10 minus 6, we get ourselves y is equals to a 4. So when y is equals to 4, this means our p is equals to a 4. Okay, let's do for q. For q, we are saying, again, it's the same equation. So we are saying our q is equals to 2 by, let's see what is our value of q, is 3. Okay, so it's going to be 2 by 3 minus 3, then minus 6, like that. So this is going to be 2 by 3, this is squared here, 2 by 3 squared, so that's a 2 by a 9, minus 3, then minus 6, like that. So 2 by 9, that's 18, minus 3 minus 6, that is a minus 9. So we get ourselves a 9 there. So our q value is a 9. Okay, so we are done with that part. We got ourselves 2 marks. Now they are saying draw the graph of y is equals to 2x. So it means we are going to use these values. We are going to use these values and say also our p is a 4 here, and our q is a 9. Okay, like that. So let's use those values. Okay, fine. I'm going to draw the scale first. So we have our graph, which is starting at minus 10 again. Let's draw our graph first. Okay, something like this. It's starting at minus 10, so I can have it from here. So this is my x-axis. Then my x-axis is at the center. It doesn't matter there because it's from minus 5 to 5. So I can have it going down like this. Okay, that is not straight, like this. Okay. let's finish it. It goes down like that. Okay, then this is y axis. Okay, then we can now have our points. We said our x-axis is going to be, let's see, our x-axis is -5 to 5, and it is 2 centimeter to 1. So we are just saying 1 1 1 2 1 2. So I can say this 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, this is 5. Okay, then for -1 -2 -3 -4 and the -5 there. Then for y-axis it's 5, so it's -5 -10 here, 5 10, and we go up unto 35, 15 20 25 30, then 35, like that. Okay, we are ending at 35. Yes, now let's plot our graph there now. Okay, so our first point is -4 and 30. Okay, let's have that. So we can say our first point is -4 and 30. So this point is here. -4 and 30 is here. Then the next point is -3 and 15. Okay, -3 and 15, -3 and 15. This is the point here, the center here. Then the next one is -2 and a 4. Okay, -2 and a 4. Okay, let me see something. I just want to confirm something. Let me just confirm something. Okay, confirmed. So we are drawing now -2 and a 4. Okay, let's draw -2 and a 4, -2 and a 4. So it is like, let me come and zoom in. It is, we have two boxes will be representing 1. These ones, 2 2 2 2 will be representing 1. So at the end of the day here, I can draw my -2 and 4 at this point here. Okay, fine. Then let's move on. From -2, we have -1 and, let me just take that one, -1 and -3 and 0 and -6. So let me do those two together. I have -1 and -3. Let me zoom in again. -1 and -3, -2. Okay, 1. Okay, it's somewhere here. Okay, then the last one is 0 and -6, so it's just one box up here, so it's here. Okay, then we have what? Let's see the other ones. We have 1 and -5, 2 0 3 9 4 22. Let's do those ones. Okay, so I have 1 and -5. That one is straightforward, this point. Then I have got 2 and 0, that is this one. Then I've got 3 and 9, so slightly below here. Yes. Then 4 and 22. 22, that's 4 boxes, so it's here. Let me just draw this one. It's here. Okay, so that is our graph there. Now we are to draw a smooth curve. Okay, so I normally start and have it like this. Then I go the other side and have it like that. Okay, on your paper you can do that. So this is how I'm going to be doing it. Might not be that smooth. The first points were okay. Let me just end here, then finish here and say, okay, that one didn't come out nice. Yes, then I'm going to go via this way. Okay, you see, that's why I was saying, yes, it's something like that. Yes, now I'm now doing something that is off topic. Okay, fine. This is our nearly smooth curve here. This is our nearly smooth curve. And we can label it. It is y. It is y is equal to 2x squared minus x minus 6. Fine. We are done with that part. Let's move on. So that was 4 marks. Use the graph to answer the following questions. State the minimum value of y is equals to. Okay, so for the minimum value, then the other one is saying gradient of the curve at the point x is equals to minus 3. So I just do those two together at once. So the minimum point, guys, is the turning point. Okay, so you find out our turning point is going to be somewhere here. Okay. Our graph is not that smooth. It was going to go via that. So the turning point was going to be somewhere here on, let me see, that is 0.5 for x value. Okay, so the turning point was going to be minus 6 or 6.5. So the turning point is 6.5. Okay, our x value is, the turning point for our x value is equal to a 0.5. For y is going to be a 6.5 there. Okay, it's this point here. Okay, now let's go to the gradient at x is equals to minus 3. So what you do, you draw a tangent at this point here. Okay, such that the opening, like, let me just have something like this. The opening that is going to happen, this side is also to be equal to that side. Okay, that will be your tangent. So let me just draw a smooth curve that will be something like that. Okay, I think this is much better. This small opening is similar to this position here. Okay, now let's find our gradient. Okay, so we can take far away points from each other. Those ones can help us to find the gradient. So I'm going to take these points here down here, and that point there. Okay, so you find out for this other point here, it's my minus 4 point, that is 4.3 here, and a 30. Okay, then for this other point here, it is minus 1 point, that is minus 1.9 there, and a 0. Okay, so we can use our change in y over change in x formula. Okay, so I can say, when I do that, this is going to give me 30 minus 0 over minus 4.3 minus 1.9, like that. Okay, so this is what I'm going to get. At the end of the day, when I now divide, I have 30 over minus 4.3 plus 1.3. Okay, minus and minus, they will give me a plus. So 4.3 plus 1.9 will give me, this is minus there, minus 4.3 plus 1.9 will give me minus 2.4. So I have here 30 divided by minus 2.4 there. This is going to be equal to 30 divided by 2.4. I'm getting a 12.5 here. 12.5 minus 12.5 is my gradient. The idea of the minus, guys, here is this one. When our graph is, our tangent is like this, it's negative. When it's like this, it's positive. So that is how we are getting our gradient. Okay, let's move on to the next question. So we are done with this number. We are on number 11 now. Okay. So let's look at our number 11. They are saying we have a pie chart above which shows the choices made by 192 learners on their preferred favorite subject. Then find the number of learners who said they preferred Shona. So we have 120 degrees here. We have 120 degrees here, this angle of Shona people. And we know total angle here is 360. So we can use that angle to find the number of Shona people there. So we can say the Shona students is equals to, because we are going to say like ratio, or we can even say the angle over total angle times 192 students. So I can say 120 degrees divided by 360 degrees, which is the total angle, times the number of students, 192 learners. So when I do this, I'm going to get, these will cancel off each other. I'm going to get 64 learners. Okay, that is my answer for the first part of Shona people. Then the number who said they preferred accounts. So for the accounts, you find out this point here is 90 degrees. So we can do the same what we did for the Shona people. So we can say for the accounts, it's the same thing. For the accounts, we can say it's 90 over 360 degrees again, times 192 learners. When we do this, we can divide 0, 0 there, and I multiply. I'm getting my learners for accounts as 48 learners. Okay, so that is the answer there. Okay, we are done. Let's move on to the next question. They are saying 40 learners said they preferred commerce. Find the value of P. Okay, so 40 learners preferred commerce. Let's see the commerce. Okay, so we are looking for this angle here actually. P angle, P degrees there. Let's find the P degrees. So we can say the total angle, which is 360 degrees, is equal to 192 learners. Then when we have 40 learners, the angle is going to be less. So when it's less, we take this at the top, and we can say this is going to be 40 over 192 times the 360 degrees. If you divide this, you get yourself as 75 degrees as the angle P. Okay. Then part C is saying 32 learners say they preferred history. Find the size of angle that represent other subjects. Okay, fine. So we are saying here 32 prefer history. Then we want to find for others this one. So the easiest way of doing this is saying how many students are these others. You find out we have got 192 is the total. Then you subtract, you can subtract for the Shona, which was 64. You subtract for the accounts, which was 48. You subtract for commerce. What is for commerce? I think for commerce that was, let's see, 40. For commerce, 40, yes. 40, okay, then you subtract again 32. So it means our others, let's write it. The others, the number of others is going to be 192 minus 64 minus 32 minus 40 minus 48. And you get yourself a value of 8. So there are 8 other students who are doing others. Okay. Then the angle, now we do what we were doing for all the other questions. So we can say 8 over total 192 times the angle 360 degrees. Then we get our angle as 15 degrees. So that is how we find this. Or else, if you wanted for you to answer this question, you could calculate the angle for this 32. Then you subtract all the other angles from 360, you will still get 15 degrees. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Okay, let me just rewrite this so that I won't. This is 6a, this is 3b, this is 2a. Okay, b here. I think that is clear. Fine, now let's answer the questions. So they are saying this the diagram shows a trapezium A, B, C, D, and is parallel. So these are parallel. AB is parallel to DC. So this is parallel to this. Okay. So let me just do this. These are parallel to each other. Okay. AB is 6A, DC is 2A, DA is 3B. Then the ratio of A, C, and BD is AP S to PC is 3S to 1. AP S to 3S to AP S to PC is 3S to 1. So what it means is that this is taking 3 and this is taking a 1 there. And the total will be a 4. Okay, let's answer the questions. Find AC. AC. So you find out to get to AC, where is our AC? Okay, our AC, guys. AC is this one. It means we are moving from A to C. So the route we can use is to go via this way and then via that way. And we are opposing this, so this is going to be a negative. Okay, so writing our AC, we get our AC as, let's write, AC is going to be equal to, AC is going to be equal to AD plus DC. Okay, of which AD, that's the one we said is going to be a negative, so it will be minus 3B, then plus a DC, which is a 2A, like that. So this is our vector AC. Then BC, let's see, BC is this one. We are moving from B to C. Me, I'm gonna take what I have. I'll move from B to A to D to C, like that. Okay, so let's do that. That's my easiest way, my easiest route. So I can say BC is equal to BA plus AD plus DC. Okay, wherever we are opposing the angle, the direction of the angle given, we say minus. So I'm going to get minus 6A minus 3B and then plus 2A. Then I simplify the A's and the B's together. So I have minus 6A here and plus 2A here and minus 3B. So this is going to give me a minus 4A and then minus 3B, like that. So that is my BC, like that. Okay. Then let's find DP. Where is our DP? DP. Okay, so this is our D to P, this one. You find out to go to D to P. D to P, we can go via DA and then AP, because I was given a ratio. Guys, that AP is to this ratio here. AP, this one, S to PC is 3S to 1. So it means if I want to from A to P, it's going to be 3 over 4 of AC. Okay, so I'm going to use that because we calculated AC before. So my DP is going to be equal to DA plus AP. Okay, so this is going to be 3B plus 3 over 4 of AC there. Okay, so this is minus 3B plus 2A, like that. So let's simplify the fractions. This is 3B plus 3 by minus 3 there. I'm going to get minus 9 there. So let me just write a minus here. Minus 9 over 4B. Then plus 3 over 4 by 2A to give me 3 over 2A, like that. 2 going to 4 there. Okay, the B's I can simplify. Okay, so 3 is the same as this 3 here is the same as 12 over 4. Okay, B minus 9 over 4B plus 3 over 2a like this. Okay, I just want to make my life easier. So when they have same base there, I can easily add them together, and I'll have 12 minus 9. That will give me a 3 over a 4b plus a 3 over 2a. We are done. So this is our DP here, guys. Okay, now the last part is saying find PA. Okay, so basically when we are finding PA, we are just looking for PA. We are moving from P to A. We can as well use the root D, P, opposing now, plus this one there. Okay, PA plus 3b. Okay, so let's do that. So this is going to be, we are looking for PA. So PA is going to be equal to, what did we say here? DP we just calculated, so it's minus all of that. Okay, it's minus all of this, 3 over 4b plus 3 over 2a like that. Then we say plus a 3b. Okay, a 3b there. Yes, plus a 3b. Okay, so this will give me a minus 3 over 4b minus 3 over 2a, then plus 3b like this. So I'm going to add the b's together. Adding the b's together, I will have, this is the same as, this part here is the same as 12 over 4b. Okay, so I can take that side and add. So I'll have minus 3 over 4b plus 12 over 4b, then plus minus 3 over 2a here. So this is going to give me minus 3 plus 12, that is a 9 over 4b, then I have a plus 3 over 2a like that. Okay, the idea of PA is coming from, let's go, PD, we have PD plus DA. Okay, that's where it's coming from, of which we calculated DP, so it was negative of that. Okay, so that is our final answer there, which is 9 over 4 b plus 3 over 2 plus 3 over 2a like that. Okay, now let's finish. Oh, this is the last question. Okay, this one we are given this and they want us to evaluate AB. So what you do first is this, you write minus 2, 1, 3, 4, minus 1, 4. Then you check if you are able to multiply. So you can say, how many rows do I have? 1, 2 by how many columns? So it's a 2 by 2 matrix times this one is also a 2 by 1 matrix. So these values are the same, so it means you can multiply. Then your answer is going to be a 2 by 1 matrix. Okay, so let's multiply. Multiplying, we are going to do row by column, and we do row by column again. So I'll get myself minus 2 by minus 1 plus 3 by 4. Okay, then I have 1 by minus 1 plus 4 by 4 here. Okay, so at the end of the day, I'm getting a 2 minus 1, 12 plus there plus 16. Okay, and then what is our final answer? 2 plus 12, that's a 14, minus 1 plus 16, that's a 15 there. So this is our final answer. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Okay, this question is saying here, if f of x is that, solve the equation f of x is equals to minus 3. So we can say f of x, so we can just even substitute directly. Let me just substitute. Minus 3 is equal to 3x squared minus 5x squared minus 5x minus 1. If I take this one that side, it becomes m plus. So I have 0 is equal to 3x squared minus 5x minus 1, then a plus 3. So this is 0 is equal to 3x squared minus 5x, then plus 2 here. Okay. So this is what I have. Now what I can do is this. I'm going to say which number can I add. When I add, I get minus 5x. When I multiply, I get plus 6x squared. Okay. So you find out I have minus 3 and minus 3. So I'm going to substitute for this value. And I'll have myself 0 is equal to 3x squared minus 3x. This is a 2 here. Minus 2x and plus 2 like that. Okay. So this is going to be 0 is equals to, factor for this one, common factor is 3. And I have 3x actually, 3x. This is a 3x. I remain with x minus 1. Then for this part here, I've got minus 2. Then I remain with x minus 1 like that. Okay. So it means the factors that I have are going to be 3x minus 2 and x minus 1. So we can say either 3x minus 2 is equal to 0 or x minus 1 is equal to 0. So for this part, it means I'm going to say 3x is equal to 2. Then I divide by 3 both sides, by 3 both sides. They cancel off each other. X is equal to 2 over 3. Or here, x is going to be equal to a 1 like that. So these are the two answers that we have. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Part C. The interior angles of a hexagon are 82, 94, 109, x, 2x, 3x. Find the value of x. So you find out sum of interior angles of a hexagon is equal to 720. How do we get that? We say n minus 2 times 180 degrees. So this will give us number of sides of a hexagon are 6. We have 6 minus 2 by 180 degrees. This is going to be a 4 by 180 degrees, and I'll get my 720 degrees like that. Now I'm going to use this sum to find the x. We can now say, okay, I have 720 is equal to 82 degrees plus 94 degrees plus 109 degrees plus x degrees plus 2x degrees plus a 3x degrees. Then I add these x together and these ones together. And I'm going to subtract these ones from that side. So it will be like 72 degrees, 720 degrees minus 82 degrees minus 94 degrees minus 109 degrees is equal to a 6x. When I subtract here, I'm going to get 435 degrees is equal to 6x. Dividing by 6, these will cancel off each other. 6 into this one, x is equal to 72.5 degrees. That's the value of our x. Okay, the last question is saying, solve this inequality. So 5, okay, for this one, guys, it's easier for me. I don't like the changing of the sign. So I'm going to take this to this side, this x to this side, okay? That way I make my life easier, this 2 to this side. So I have 5 minus 2 is less than 3x, then plus x. So this is going to give me 3 here is less than 4x. We divide by 4, divide by 4. You find out our x is going to be equal to less than a 3 over 4. Someone may ask me, how do you do that? How did you do that? You find out this, guys, here is the same as 3 over 4 is greater than x, which is the same as this. If you want the one to change the sign, this is how you do the one to change the sign. You take your minus x here and you have minus 3x here is greater than 2 minus 5 there. So you have minus 4x is greater than minus 3 there. You divide by minus 4, you divide by minus 4. These will cancel off each other, these will cancel off each other, the negative, negative. So you have x is greater than 3 over 4. But because it was dividing by a negative, you change your sign. Then it becomes x is less than 3 over 4 as your answer. These negatives that were dividing each other, they make this sign change the direction it was facing. Okay guys, this was our last part of the question. Now I'm going to ask you guys to subscribe on my YouTube channel Mobilemaths, like it and share with your colleagues guys. Otherwise, bye.